Learning something that someone else wrote is bound to go like this. You work hard in order to learn it, and then you have a big rush and a very nice feeling after you're finally able to do it. But the problem is that feeling doesn't last. It gets less and less fun the more often you play it. That happens a couple of times with a couple of songs, and the guitar ends up gathering dust somewhere. The cure for this pattern is to be able to just sit down and play. You pick up your guitar, you don't know where you're gonna play yet, and then you have an amazing time just jamming by yourself. The riff that you heard at the beginning is meant to make exactly that possible. I'm gonna teach you a simplified version of it, then the original, and then variations of it. The simplified version is not played with a bar chord. Bar chord is when you use one finger and you fret more than one note at the same time. You don't need that. It goes like this. First of all, the bass line goes like this. Only open strings. One important thing to look at here is the rhythm. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm playing fourth notes here and eighth notes. The fourth ones are when I play a note per number, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all fourths now. The eighth is when I play with the number and right afterwards, like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. These 3 and both are eighth notes. They're twice as fast as the fourth. And one important thing is I'm not playing the regular eighth. I'm playing the shuffled eighth. The regular one would be like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The shuffled one, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If you want to be very precise about it, think of 3 notes and you're always leaving the 2 out, like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you're not playing during the 2, only at 1 or 3. And exactly this is happening right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm slapping the lower strings with my thumb on 2 and 4, which is the snare of the song. A drummer will almost always emphasize the 2 and the 4 of a song the entire time. And I like to simulate that with the guitar to have that nice groovy feeling while I'm playing. So for the first bar, you're gonna add these 4 notes here. First string open, B string, 3rd fret, B string, 1st fret, G string, 2nd fret. In this order. So now I'm gonna play the melody while counting the rhythm without the bass line. I'm counting the rhythm because I want you to understand it, how I'm counting, and think about it while you're playing. Not because I want it to count yourself. It's not necessary. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So the first note is on 1. The second one is on the offbeat. And then thumb slap on 2. 2 and. The third note on 3, we have only the bass line. And then 3 and, we have this note here. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now with the bass, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There's also this ghost note right here. You mute any string that you like with your left hand by touching the strings very lightly and then playing with your right hand. Like this. The second bar goes like this. Now the bass goes to E. And then you add these notes here. G string open, D string 2nd fret, G string 2nd fret. There's a difference here you may have noticed in terms of technique regarding this note here. On 2, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. This note here falls on 2, which is where the snare beat falls. So you're gonna have to, like I like to say, snare it. You're doing it like this. You're muting everything with your index finger touching the strings very lightly, and you're fretting the note regularly with your middle finger. Everything else is normal. While playing this A here, G string on the 2nd fret, you don't need to mute anything anymore. So you can take your index finger away. Both bars. I wrote this riff by typing the bass line on Guitar Pro with pauses in between the notes so that I can just add the scale notes either to the bass line or to the snare beat or to the pauses in between in order to create this riff and any other riff that I like. In fact, everything you hear in this channel, I wrote exactly like this. Every time I post something here, I post this exact empty file on my Patreon page. And my full access patrons, they have access to it, and then they can write their own versions of it. And the cool thing is, once you've written a couple of versions, let's say 2 or 3, the 4th one, you can just improvise it. You just pick up the guitar and then you go for it, which is what I was talking about at the beginning of just sitting down and play, picking up the guitar without knowing what you're gonna play, and you just go for it. And the more you know, the more abilities that you have, the more intense this jamming is gonna get, which is why we're going now to the original form of this riff, which goes like this. You'll need a bar shape here for this. If bar chords are still tough for you, don't worry. You don't need a regular chord like, let's say F sharp minor, where you have to get all the strings in the middle. In this case here, you only need the extremes. With the tip of your index finger, you fret the A string on the 2nd fret, and with this part here of your index finger, you press the E string, the 1st one, with an arch. You have an arched finger. Make sure that your left hand doesn't collapse like this. If you fret it like this, your other fingers will be useless. You won't be able to reach for any other notes. Make sure you have a very relaxed hand positioning, like this. You just hold the guitar with a very relaxed wrist and everything else. And this way you can open your hand, which is what you need here with your pinky on the 5th fret of the B string. Thumb slap, middle finger, 3rd fret B string, bass line twice, 2nd time with a melody note, 4th fret of the G string, thumb slap, ghost note. Second bar. Now the arch doesn't work, unfortunately. Make sure your index finger is very parallel with the fret itself. You can even use your middle finger to help like this. And then snare note now with your ring finger. And then pinky, 4th fret of the G string. Bass twice, ghost note. Now repeating this a couple of times. Counting the rhythm, slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. The cool thing about this version is that we don't have any open strings anymore, which means you can just shift it to any other key that you like, and it's gonna be played in the exact same way. We're playing it now in B minor. If you wanna play it in C minor, just move it 1/2 step higher, 1 fret higher. Or let's say you wanna play it lower, so go to the 1st fret of the A string, and then you have B flat minor. So now to the first variation, it goes like this. So you're gonna need these slides here with your pinky from the 5th fret of the B string towards the 6th, and then back. And when you're back at the 5th fret, you slap with your thumb. The rest of the bar is exactly the same. The second bar starts the exact same way, but then on 2, you fret this, you snare this note, so to speak, muting with your index finger and middle finger, touching very lightly, fretting normally with your ring finger, with a slide from the 4th fret towards the 6th fret, and then back. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So both bars, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, and 3 and 4. Slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, and 3 and 4. One more variation goes like this. Again. So now, technique-wise, the only new thing is for you to be able to do this hammer on here from the 3rd fret of the B string towards the 5th one, from your middle finger towards the pinky. And it's a hammer-on towards a thumb slap. So your pinky lands on the fretboard exactly at the same time as your thumb lands on the lower strings. You see these triplets here? These are 3 notes per beat. The shuffled eighths that we're playing already go like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So now we're just playing all 3 notes. So it's not a rhythmic shift. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So now all 3 variations, one after the other, but played slowly. So once you've played these 3 variations, now you have enough ideas to come up with your own using MuseScore, Guitar Pro, or Soundslice. Go to my Patreon page, become a member for me to help you there. Because, like I said, once you do it, the next variations come about spontaneously, instantaneously. You just pick up the guitar and they just happen, which is what we call jamming. Another possibility for you to jam with this bass line is to shift from here, from the A string 2nd fret, towards the 6th string on the 7th fret. The cool thing about this is that when you play it here, now you have all the pentatonic, B minor pentatonic notes at your disposal, and you can just use them for solo. It's what I did at the beginning with this riff. Tenth fret E string with your pinky, a pull off towards the 7th fret, and then 7th fret B string. First step is to be able to do this. Second step, add the snare. Make sure you release the tension of the bar once you're doing this, because it's not as good. 1, 2, 3, Now with the bass. And once you're able to do this, shift it then a half step higher for even more fun. This is what I dedicate my channel to, exactly this ability to entertain yourself and have an amazing time just jamming by yourself. If you want more of this, make sure to watch this video next.